So, I have started a journey of giving every single character their holy relic, because now the bird has the materials infinitely farmable. It is a grind and a pain in the ass, but it is infinitely farmable. So I am going to start giving every single character their holy relics, and Shin was one of my first picks. Not because he's particularly insane for PvP, but he has been on my farming team, and actually after giving his holy relic, I've seen that he has been helping me farm the gold stage a tad bit faster on auto. So we're going to be actually doing a few auto runs on gold stage later on this video after PvP, just to showcase that, because I think if you are also planning on giving Shin the holy relic, that's mainly his use case. Like that's mainly his use case, farming auto stages. Which is, again, not a bad use case. I think that's totally fine. So his holy relic effect is when Shin attacks a debuffed enemy, he does 50% more damage, which on paper sounds insane, which is actually a pretty good boost. Like, again, for gold stage farming, it has been quite nice. I've seen Shin, I have so much friend points. Why did I buy with gems? I always do that. I've seen Shin, like, you know, being able to clear stages much faster, actually. Like the gold stage, there's a lot of stages that, you know, he just one-shots them with the card. So it's just like, it's pretty helpful. But don't let that 50% number, like, lie to you, basically. 50% is, of course, a nice boost. But I saw a lot of people say, oh, man, no, when Merlin's Holy Relic was announced, you know, it's like, oh, man, she got the same buff as Shin, but Shin's is way better, right? Because, you know, Merlin got a 20% attack boost when attacking a debuffed enemy, while Shin has a 50% damage boost when attacking a debuffed enemy. And when you see the bigger number, you think that that's better. But in reality, I would argue Merlin's relic is better. 50% damage, although quite a good number, with his triple damage card works out pretty poorly, actually. And I think that that's exactly why they gave him like that and not attack. Although he is doing some nice damage here. You saw the damage cards he's done. Like, this is a unit that's quite old at this point, and he's actually doing damage on these pretty new units with pretty high, you know, defense-related stats, and the rank up also helps as well. So, not like he's being, you know, terrible or anything. Pretty good. Shin has been one of my favorite, like, designed original characters since launch. But yeah, that number of 50% is very deceiving, only because Shin has this card right here, right? So this is weakness or weak point. He does triple damage on debuffed enemies, right? And then you'd think that having that card plus an effect that would make him do 50% against damage and against debuffed enemies, he would do, like, you know, tremendous damage. But the reality is that this Holy Relic passive, I'm assuming, works very similar to Green Monspeed. Green Monspeed has a passive that he does extra 100% damage on ignited enemies, right? But he also has weak point. So what happens is the 100% damage from his passive doesn't apply to the weak point effect. It applies to his base damage, meaning that essentially when you're using weak point, instead of doing triple damage, you're doing x4 damage, essentially. And because the card multiplier is so low, that means that the boost is not that significant. It's just a little bit better than using weak point. However, this card right here becomes the exception. This card is actually quite decent. Like, and you can see the same thing happen with Green Monspeed. Like 150, it's not that insane, but for a level 1, it's pretty decent. And again, you see that happen the same way with Green Monspeed, where his weak point card is good, but his other card, at level 1 especially, seems to hit much harder. And it's the same thing for Shin. I've come to realize when I'm using him on the gold stage. What essentially happened with auto farming for Shin is that before, this card, right, the debuff card used to do way less damage than this card, and now they're pretty much on par. So I think in a way it just made him a better farmer. Because the debuff card, became good. So you can see he did 185 with the debuff card, and then 183 with the weak point. He did more damage with the debuff card, plus when he did weak point, he had an attack buff. So the debuff card just essentially, especially at level 1, only level 1, because at level 2 and 3, that debuff card doesn't increase the multiplier, is the most shafted card of all time. But it has one multiplier throughout. It's just so shafted. At level 1, the debuff card just became better than the weak point card, if not, at the same level. And so that's essentially what happened. They just made him a better farmer. And I appreciate that. Shin did not have to become a good PvP unit at all. Like, he was already a good farmer, and he just became a better farmer. And that's honestly all that I can ask for. So I do kind of like his Holy Relic. Again, it is very deceiving, that number of 50%. Damage increases in general in this game are very deceiving. You would think that it would be like, okay, it's just an extra half of whatever damage that would do. But it really isn't. Like, it really isn't. I think it's because damage increase doesn't account for attack-related stats. I don't know, I actually have no idea why a lot of times with damage increase and damage decrease, it, on paper, looks like it would be way stronger than it actually is in practice in this game. That's why I'm saying that the Merlin Holy Relic, although it's a lower number, like 20% attack, 20% attack is a better boost than 50% damage. It, like, at face value that makes no sense, but in practice, I promise it makes sense. And since I still got your attention, if you click on the link in the description to buy any Gamer Subs products, energy drinks and stuff, you get a free waifu shaker cup. So, click there if you're interested. Oh, this is not a good team for Shin to face. Not at all. Not very great at all. But yeah, I don't regret giving Shin the Holy Relic, even though I'm just saying, explaining that the number is a little bit deceiving. I still don't think it's a bad Holy Relic. I think that, in terms of comparing to other Holy Relics, the fact that it is something that I would be doing anyways. Farming on auto is something that we do all the time, right, in this game. Shin just becoming a better auto character is more than enough for me to justify giving him a Holy Relic. But then again, I am giving every single character. I just chose for him to be one of my first ones. Which is not saying much because one of my first ones was also base Merlin. But base Merlin is just for Link. She's not very great. The effect. I mean, the effect itself is pretty decent. Again, very similar to Shin, It's a damage increase, not an attack increase, which means that it's not as strong as a attack increase, obviously. But it is for all allies, right? But mainly I gave base Merlin the Holy Relic because I wanted her Link for the one to give him like an extra 15 attack. I know, terrible reason. I would not give base Merlin the Holy Relic for that. But since I'm giving every single character, I might as well. And the rank up for Shin is quite nice, isn't it? It is quite nice, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll do one more PvP match, win or lose. And I'll just show the farming aspect. I've been doing gold farm. If you saw yesterday's video, I had 60 million gold, and I woke up and I got another 100 million. It's just how fast I've been farming gold. Plus, I used skip tickets, so that's a little deceiving. It wasn't just all overnight. It's a little deceiving. That was not all from overnight farming, right? But let me do this. But I do think that he's helping with the farm. Yeah, I should have done just for the sake of making sure. I should have done the Shin card first, and then King, and then Shin again, but brain, no good. Again, we're going to be utilizing the rank up. Do I risk getting countered here? It's a level 2 counter. Oh, he's not countering. Oh, well. He should have. Oh, that was a lot of healing. Ooh. Damn. He put lifesteal rolls, or is that just from his lifesteal? That was a lot of healing. Wow. Did not expect that much healing. I think we kill here, though. To be honest, like, that did 170. Level 1. Again, it is an issue from his card to have the same multiplier throughout. I do hate the fact that they gave him a card like that. No other character in the game, for what I can think on top of my head, has the same multiplier for all 3 levels of the card. Like, that's such a shaft. Especially because a lot of AoE cards these days have 150% multiplier. It's not like 150 base is so strong that it warrants not giving the others, you know, a higher effect. Damn, I'm very scared of your... I'm not even gonna single target. I'm just gonna AoE. That's level 3 counter though. There's a lot of damage reduction. But yeah, it's Kyo. Level 3, he had so many ignites. Let's put up the gold dungeon real quick. Alright, so this is the setup I've been using. I've actually been thinking of replacing Green Arthur. So I use Green Arthur because Green Arthur, with his Holy Relic, instantly debuffs all enemies. So no matter what card Shin uses, he will always be proccing his Holy Relic. So I think it works out pretty well. But I was actually thinking of replacing Green Arthur with Trader Meliodas. Only because it's a very similar trade. It would be like, you know, I'll be doing less damage on my other characters. But Melly's AoE is a wipe. So it's like, all right, let's see what the auto would treat me true. Yeah, just instant attacks of Shin. As you can see, I basically wipe. If Shin was a little bit stronger, which I can't really do, I have maxed out weapons. My gear is like 14 point, almost 15%. So even if I 15%, it wouldn't be enough. So it's almost a one hit kill with Shin, right? That was a one hit kill, which is unfortunate because or else he would have actually ranked up everyone. So yeah, so he went straight up for the weak point card and not the debuff card. That's why I'm using Arthur, because if my character chooses to just go for the weak point card and not the debuff card, then I'm not going to be doing any extra damage or anything like that. So yeah, every single phase is a one turn, basically. If I get very unlucky with my cards, I've seen, because I don't just watch them auto, right? But if I for what I've seen of the auto, only if I forgot to put auto, just keep going. Only if I just keep getting very unlucky and just non-stop getting Arthur cards is when like I just don't one turn every time. But I basically just one turn every single time. So yeah. And you know, for the one turns also is like usually it's just 2 cards. Or if I get lucky and like I don't know, combine cards better, it's just 1 card. So just like, you know, the Shin did, just 1 card in this one. This time it's going to take 2 cards because of... or not, maybe I just haven't watched enough. It is 1 card. He became a better farmer. If that's what I'm going for. Basically with this shit anyways. I will make a showcase for Red Shin as well, but Red Shin... I'll say... So this is when it will take... Yeah. When the auto just decides to do like full Arthur cards, then yeah, it takes more than 1 turn. And there's not much you can do about it. And this is exactly why I'm saying I do kind of want to change to Trader Mally, but then I lose that debuff for Shin. So yeah, it's a difficult decision for me to make here. It's been working though pretty well, so I don't see why I would change. Yeah, sometimes the auto is just not great. Like, when the auto chooses to do, like, Arthur cards, like, full-on Arthur cards, when he can just use, like, 3 Shin or 2 Shin and a King card, it just wants to screw with you, so. That's essentially it. Shin, it's good, but only if you want it for farming. I would not say he's any good in PvP, to be honest, but, yeah.